Hello everybody, I'm Smelter, and welcome to Techtonica. If you didn't see the first episode, the prelude, well, yeah, I was fumbling around a bit and trying to figure out the game. Didn't work out so well. So, since then I've played 50 hours, and I'm now going to share my experiences and some tips and tricks and some factory building with everybody. So, let's get stuck into a new game.
Emergency resuscitation of all personnel initiated. Exit this facility and report to Production Terminal Lima. Your medical status is diagnostic failure. Report to medical office.
Anyway, so we are... Alright, quiet. Alright, so the first... We wake up, we don't know where we are. There's a factory out the window, and we find a chest. And it's got some nice goodies in it, so we take all of that, and we pick up the hatchet, and we have to break through. Okay, so we're woken up on this alien planet. We have no idea who we are, how we got there. The planet's name is Calyx. Okay, so with any factory game, the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to run around and collect biomass, because energy. Right, while running around, you're going to spot a whole lot of things. There's broken machines, and there's boxes and stuff lying around. But let's go and visit the terminal. I'm going to stay away from the story a fair bit because it's not finished. It is intriguing, but I want to concentrate more on sorting out the factory, getting production going, so that we can eventually find out what the story is. Okay, so at the terminal, they want you to get some iron ore and some copper ore in order to repair the terminal. Alright, so at this point we run around and we start opening the chests and grabbing everything that we can. And you'll notice these hard drives. These are scattered around the map, and they allow for upgrades within your tech tree. We don't have a scanner yet, which we'll have soon, so we can't really do anything with them. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to open my inventory and my crafting, and I'm going to go to production, and I'm going to say, all right, I want 6 drills. Yeah, what the heck, 6. And those drills are now being crafted. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come and plonk them down. Now, there are 2 hotbars at the bottom of the screen. The number 1 hotbar is your number keys, and the number 2 hotbar is your F keys. So F1 to F10, and we're just going to select 2, where the miner is on the hotbar. And rotate that and put it in as close as we can. I do want to get a sort of straight line, so yeah, I think that should be fine. And I'm going to get a second one in there. Now the third one is in the way. I'm going to just transfer a stack of biomatter into the fuel, and those will start doing their thing. So now I'm going to go... Oh, by the way, that's an iron vein, the shiny silver. And now the shiny sort of bronzy copper color is actually copper. Now we have a bit more space here, so I'm going to plan ahead a little, and I'm going to put them slightly apart, because as you can see, there's a port on the side. And I didn't line them up, did I? So you can delete things by pressing F, and then you get everything back, so you just rebuild. Now, you don't have to put the miners right against the wall. They do extend, and they extend pretty far. I think that's the right spot. Yeah, and I've got the gap in there. All right, so fill these up. I should have enough ore in here, and by the time we get back to the copper, there should be enough in here as well. I think we have enough to unlock, transfer a stack, and repair the terminal. Okay, so with that unlock, what happens is in your tech tree, if you press T, you will see that you have unlocked some stuff. Terraforming, we've already got. We can build mining drills if we want to, so we can research that. In order to research that, you need science cubes, and we'll get to that shortly. So what they want us to do first is get the scanner. Is in your crafting area, under equipment, there's the scanner. We're going to craft one, and it's equipped. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to scan these hard drives.
Upgrade module scan.
This one,
Additional
thank you.
tech tiers.
So that one gave us a speed suit, which means we're probably going to be able to run faster once we've researched it. Now, just because you've scanned it doesn't mean that you know how to do it. You still have to do the research. Okay, so here's some of those research cores I was talking about. Okay, so we've got these chests. We're going to grab everything. And then we're going to start scanning. Alright. Mining drill, Mark 1, Mark 2. Okay, so in your tech tree, you'll see that this is blocked. I can't do anything. I click on it, and it requires scan 0 of 3, which means I need to scan 3 smelters in order to be able to unlock the technology to be able to research this before I can build it. So the mining drill's already unlocked, and it's active, so nothing that we need to do there. We've also unlocked, unblocked the logistics tab and the transport tab. There's nothing in there yet, but you can see Speed Suit 2, one of the hard drives we've just scanned, now appears here. All right, so let's get all the scanning done. There's our Smelter 1, Smelter 2, Smelter 3, and then we go into the tech tree, and now we can see that we need 8 cores in order to activate the smelter or research it. All right, I just scanned inserter, so that's going to start unlocking something later on for us as well. In this game, just scan everything. Scan the plants, pretty much scan anything that's scannable. Inserter 2, inserter 3. So, under logistics, you'll see all the inserters have now been unblocked, so when we do the next upgrades on the Lima station, we should start getting access to those. We also have these lights that we can scan, and we'll eventually build them. They provide us with extra lighting because we're on Calyx, but we're not on Calyx. We're in Calyx. We're underground. It's really pretty. I love the art style. The music is so chill. I love the gameplay because there's no real rush. You can just relax and do your thing. Okay, it's time to get ourselves sorted out with smelters, and in order to do that, we need research cores. Now, you can build them with simple components, and what your suit will do is, because this needs 2 copper wire and 3 mechanical, we picked up quite a lot of stuff, so we've got it in our inventory. So we can make up to 22. We only need 8 for the smelter, so I'm just going to concentrate on that for now and conserve our resources. Now, in order to make the research active, we need to actually place the cores in the world. Now, this is a bit of a bone of contention because they take up a lot of space. But we can just pop them down in a bit of a grid. So, back to the tech tree. Now you can see we have enough. We can hold and it activates, which means we can now build smelters. So, we're going to go and build 4 of them. And they should appear in slot 6. Yep. Now what you can do is you can put them right up against these machines. Obviously not right against, but you will need inserters to move items from one machine to another. So you could just put an inserter between these two. However, I want to expand the number of miners later on, and I also want to move... I want to have more smelters because the balancing is, maybe this is intentional, but you produce a little bit more in a mine than you would use in a smelter. So I eventually want to maybe have more smelters than miners. So I'm going to build these out with the idea that I'm eventually going to connect them with conveyor belts. So I'm going to put one here, and I put it the wrong way. I'm going to put it like this, and I'm going to put 2 in there for now. Grab the ore out of the miners. Now, obviously, at the beginning, there's in factory games, there's always that manual do-it-by-hand element that is pretty normal. But eventually, we're going to automate this. Well, not this place, but we will automate a factory. And then for the copper, 2 smelters here. Oh, no, I'm going to grab some ore. Now, the plant matter, the fuel as plant matter, does last quite a while, so it's pretty good. Alright, now the smelters are going to produce ingots for us. And we need ingots because we need to unlock the next terminal upgrade. And for that we need 20 ingots of each iron and copper. So let's go and see how we're doing. Oh yeah, we've already got what we need. And on the copper side, that should do it. Back to the terminal, do the upgrade.
Terminal
Cool, upgraded. Right, let's go and see what's new. Okay, so we've unlocked basic logistics. Under logistics, we can research the long inserter. We just need to go and find them. We can now do the speed suit 2, which will speed up our movement. Not critical and also quite expensive. Under science, we can do mass collect and mass erase, which just allows us to drag, you know, if we want to. This doesn't apply to collecting plant matter and whatnot, so yeah, don't get excited about that. The mass erase allows you to drag an area around, so I could just drag an area around all of these machines and just delete them all in one shot. It's handy, but not critical right now. But if we go into our crafting menu and we go to logistics, we now have conveyors, inserters, and containers. I am going to collect a few more ingots and then I'm going to build some stuff. Okay, so we can now build a few things. So, inserters, we're going to need at least 8 of them. We're going to need 2 containers and then all of the conveyors. We will use them. Okay, so we have conveyors. Rotate with R, put them one away so we can fit an inserter in, and then we're going to drag this line across and press R to rotate while we are running the line, and we can bring these
Task inbound.
right there.
Conveyor belt.
Right, then we get inserters, make sure the direction's right. We want these coming out. Well, there. Now I'm going to need to build more inserters because this won't keep up. But that's fine, as long as it's somewhat automated. So we'll do the same on the copper side. Because of this setup, I'm going to do things slightly differently. I'm going to go back. Now, some of the rocks are destructible. So you can just build through them. And then just plop some inserters in. Now, if you do happen to put them in the wrong way, like I just did, you can just hover over them, press R, and they rotate. You can also grab things off belts and off inserters just by hovering and clicking E, so that'll clear something off if you do get blocked, because sometimes the wrong things land up on conveyor belts and it becomes a bit of an issue. Alright, I do need more ingots, because what I'd like to do is I'd like to drag a conveyor across and have a kind of central location with my storages so I can just collect when I need. And the reason for that is because there is an internal storage in these machines, but it's not infinite, so you're going to want to have a better storage. Alright, so I'll just pop a couple of storage units down here, and then I'm going to drag lines. And they work the same as the other machines. Now I connect our belt to it. So that's cool, that's the iron sorted out. We're going to start getting iron in our box. There we go. Now I'm probably going to run out of belts here, but I need to get a... Oops, wrong one. Okay, erase this mode is F. And we can just drag this across. And you'll see it ramps up as it needs to. And plug that in. And we will start getting our... Oh, wait, we need a couple more over here. Output and output. Alright, so now we've kind of automated the carrying stuff around and we can get all of our ingots at a single location, which is great. But I need to collect a few more because I want to double up on the inserters coming out and into the... out of the miners and into the smelters. As you can see, this belt is backing up quite a bit, so these are pretty critical. Right, that should get us sorted out. I see we have an issue over here. I had this the wrong way around. Quick rotate, and it's sorted. I assume then the same problem will be happening here. Perfect. Nice thing is you don't have to break them down to turn them around if you put them the wrong way around. It's really nice. You can also do that with belts. So if I just hover over a belt section and press R, I can actually rotate it. Very nifty. Okay, let's have a look at what we need for the next upgrade. Right, so we actually have to have iron ingots, copper ingots, 45 belts, and 4 inserters, and 2 containers. I think we could probably manage that. We are going to have to wait a little while for more ingots to come in. And while we're waiting for that, I'm going to go and collect some more biomass because we're going to run out. And while you're running around, don't forget to scan things. Alright, now that we've got some stuff, let's just go and top everything up. Right, we've topped everything up. We have ingots in our little storage boxes, and we can start crafting what we need to get the next upgrade done. So I think I need one more inserter, and I'm just going to do all the belts and let them build. Okay, so this setup is by no means efficient. I've got 2 outputs pulling me out of the smelters. As you can see, this is still backing up, so we could probably use another smelter in here. We're also going to be getting a backup over here because these are producing just a little bit faster than this inserter can stock the box. So there are a few things to just keep an eye out for. At this stage, it's not really that important, but something to bear in mind. Yeah, so you can see on the copper side here, we've got a bit of a backup. All right, but I think we have everything that we need to do the unlock. And we'll upgrade. Sparks has such a sexy voice. Alright, let's check out the radio console. Right, so a new location has been revealed to us, and there it is. So we need to follow that beacon in order to find out what that is all about. And Sparks says she's opened the door for us, so let's just head over that way. Okay, here we go. We're in a new facility. Open door. Okay, now when you enter these facilities, you need to be on the lookout for anything scannable. So have your scanner available, and you'll see scannable items here and there. Right, so we just head down the stairs, keeping an eye open. There's a crate in there. We'll get to that. Okay, now also on your mini-map, if you press M, you get to your map. You'll see there's a whole lot of green dots. Now those green dots are items of interest. You'll see some are slightly bigger than the others, and I don't think that's of any significance, but also your equipment shows up as green dots, so don't get confused by that. So those green dots are showing us that there's stuff in here. So if you come down on this side, there's a crate. We can take that. Iron frames, very nice. And then follow the maze. Another crate. Ooh, fast inserters, very nice. Now we need to get around the back because there seems to be something back there. Just hop over the top, grab those advanced circuits and electrical components. The advanced circuits are way down the line. Now there's one more crate in this area and it's above us. Now if you're standing on the stairs, you can see it, it's up top there, and the way to get to that is to hop onto the pipes and shimmy your way across without falling. And that's got more good stuff. Ooh, those advanced circuits. And yeah, some advanced stuff. So good. That we won't have access to for a while still. Alright, let's continue. And this is where we find Sparks. So, unfortunately, yeah, Sparks has passed away. Another crate. More advanced stuff. And we are supposed to pick this cube up. Okay, so Sparks has been encapsulated. Her consciousness has been encapsulated in this alien cube. And so part of one of the quests. So we're going to take that out of a hotbar because we really don't need it. Cool, so I think we have almost everything in this facility, and I don't remember there being anything else. So we're going to head out, but on the way out, there was that crate behind the locked door. this gives us the mole. Awesomeness. That gives us conveyor belts Mark II and another crate with a whole lot of nice goodies. Brilliant. Okay, so we are directed back to the radio. So a new location, and that's to this. This is obviously Lima, and that location is now Victor, the next terminal, and that's where we're going to build our main base. But we can't get through there without the mole. So in our tech tree, we need 7 purple cores in order to unlock the mole. Now the mole is really cool. So craft 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And place them down. Now I'm going to put down everything that we've got because we did actually pick up a few. So, okay, we have enough and we can go in here and research the mole. Super, we've got the mole. We have also been collecting ingots, so we've got some of those on hand. Plus all sorts of other materials. So, equipment, mole. We only have to do this once. And there it is. So before I leave, I'm just going to collect more plant material, shove it into these machines because we are going to need lots of ingots. And I'm thinking that I might just do a little bit of work on getting this slightly more efficient so that we are not backing up and stopping things from coming out of the smelters. Top up all of our machines so that we can go adventuring without worrying about running out of fuel. Everything's A-okay. Just pick up what we've got in our boxes. And we're going to head out. Now there's a nice pathway right over here with lights on either side. And we get to this wall. So we select, if we select our mole and we point it at the wall, it shows a grid. Now you cannot go lower than ground, but you can go up, which is nice for making kind of accessible pathways up and down, because this is not just a two-dimensional game. Right, and every time we do this, we're actually collecting resources as well. So at the moment, we're collecting limestone. Alright, we've broken through into another tunnel, and it takes us to a river. There's something I'd like to show you. If we go as far up the river, because we can't actually get under here without using the mole. There's no crouch in this game, so we're going to have to blast through there. But if we head west, directly west from this northernmost point, you can see a green dot in the distance on the little mini-map in the top right corner. Now, your mole does overheat, so it needs time to break between juices. So, yeah, just take your finger off the button for a moment after you've blasted and then carry on. Eventually you can make coolant that will allow this to just keep going insanely. We're getting really close now. Just a couple more. Okay, now we are, according to the map, directly over it, but it is below us. So this poses a new problem. How do we get down if the mole can't go down? So what we're going to do is we're going to step back a little. We're going to take out our little trusty pickaxe. Make a bit of a divot. Get our mole back and go over it and into the hole, and you can see how it drops. And now we lower. So we're going to keep doing that. And after all of that, we find this buried chest with some fairly useful stuff in it. That's very nice. Okay, so we have coolant on us, which means that we can use the mole like crazy and it doesn't overheat. But we've created this nice little staircase so we can get out of here and we can continue our journey. And as you can see, we are not having any overheating problems now. Alright, that gets us to here, and then we've got a little bit more breaking through to do. And this brings us out into a new area, and there is Terminal Victor. So let's report to the terminal. Oh, look at that, a scannable right on the floor. And that gives us flattening technology. Oh, flattening technology. Right, let's loot the cases. These are power floors, stairs, and a core composer.
No.
Right, and then we've got belts, inserters, and containers. Done. All right. All right. I just want to head back to the original base just for one moment, because there's one more thing that we can do in that area, and obviously I want to pick up some more resources. Okay, so when we first woke up, there was a factory. Now that we have the mole, we can actually get to it. So that's Lima Terminal. I've come into this little cave because this is the shortest route. And there's a little divot in the wall. So we can blast our way through. And one shot and we are in. And here's that factory. And that's where we came out of. So, lots of scanning to do in here. You can't scan machines that are actually operating, but all the broken ones you can. And this is where we're going to unlock our long inserters. And also, there's stuff on the belts. And those are biobricks, which is a much more efficient fuel than what we've been using to date. So, we're going to grab what we can out of these containers, get everything up off the belt, and finish up scanning. Okay, now if you're scanning a technology that you've already researched, you actually just get you get some parts. And then the last thing in this area, you'll notice that there's an outlying green dot in the mini-map. So if we go to the map, we're facing the wall, but it's right there. So, mole. And it's pretty much on the same level as where we are, so... Oh, that's protected. Which means that we need to come in from this side. So yeah, there are some areas that you actually can't... that you can't dig out with the mole. I see a little hole has appeared over here, so maybe we can break through there. And there's that chest. And that's got a whole lot of stuff in it. This is going to be very handy. That's a good find. Alright. We are done here. Let's head out. Right, we are back at Victor, so I'm just scanning where I can. Because we have a whole bunch of new plant species. So before we get to the terminal, there are a few things to look for in this area. And they're not always very easy to find. So have your scanner out and scour the area just over this little river that we came in on. Ah, here we go. That's an assembler pot. That's a second assembler pot. And if we head over there, we can already see them shining. Okay, so we should have unlocked assemblers in the tech tree then, when we get to that level. Yeah, so we need 8 cores. We have 7, so that's fine. And then we will be able to unlock assemblers. Now, the benefit of assemblers is even though you can craft things yourself, you can craft pretty much anything yourself, assemblers do it at double time. So, for every one that you would produce, assembler produces 2. And it's automated, so that's a winner. Let's go and see what the requirements are to unlock. Right, they want 500 iron ingots, 500 copper ingots. Oh, convenient. And repair. Okay, so we have 250 power floors on us. So we might as well use them. Okay, so the level I'm building this floor out at is pretty much the level that we are going to build our factory. It just lines up nicely with the main platform, which is convenient. But if you look in this area, you have copper over on this side, you've got a bit of limestone over here, and you've got iron over on that side, which you can barely see. Yeah, so you can barely see that. So we're going to need a lot of power flooring. We're also going to need a lot of machines. So my main production area is going to be in this area over here. And because of the nature of this game, you can build up. So there will be a couple of levels at least. And yeah, we're going to get our initial power anyway down in this area. Now, somebody asked me in the previous video if I'm the kind of person who likes to protect the environment or pave paradise. Well, in this game, the environment is pretty. But yeah, sorry, I'm going to pave paradise. Also in this area, if you come to the waterfall, you go to the map, there are a couple of green dots. So now you can use the middle mouse button to scroll around. And you can see that this chest, or this little hidden secret, is basically on the same level as, so we're going to punch through. And there it is. Ah, more good stuff. And there's another one further in, and it's slightly up. And we found it buried in the wall. Okay, this was quite a long way, but more nice stuff. All right, as you can see, it was a pretty long way to dig. But if you have a look at the map, this is a big area where there is absolutely nothing. So if you wanted to dig out to build a factory in here, yeah, you could do that. Okay, I wasn't quite ready to build a core composer just yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put down the cores in the same area that we used for Project Lima. We have a few, so this should help us get going pretty quickly. All right, we've placed all the cores down. Let's have a look at our tech tree. We definitely want assemblers. Okay, we have 25 available, so assemblers is going to be 1. We do want crank generators, and so these 15, the 10 for crank generators, and the basic construction, absolutely critical. And we will get the assembler as well. That, I believe, is quite important. So we have 2 left. But there's one more thing that I want to get, which is quite critical. So I'm going to build 8 more because I want the crank connect, and you'll see why. So I have the ability to make 125. I'm going to just make 8. Now that we've got those, we can research the crank connect, collect what we can out of our storages, and head back. Alright, we're back at Victor, and I think we've achieved a lot in this episode. So we're going to leave it here. In the next episode, we're going to get some power onto our power floors, which transmit electricity. And we're going to find some more locations, more secrets, more chests, hard drives, and we're going to get the base building started. So if you've liked this, give us a like. If you want to see more, subscribe, hit the bell icon for notifications. Give us your comments. Let me know what you think of this game so far, the art style, the chill music. I am avoiding the story to a large degree because I want to focus the series on the base building itself. The story doesn't progress without that, and it's kind of nice to discover the story on your own. It is pretty intriguing why we're here, what happened. So yeah, it is early access. There's a lot of new stuff to come, and we will continue to explore and make this great. So until next time, thanks for joining me, and cheers.